everyone, this is Catherine with Keep It Simple Social Media, recording live from our new studio that is pretty bare, so we'll need your feedback and your ideas on how to decorate this. But I'm really happy. Oh, sorry, I have to go live on Instagram as well. Okay, I'm really happy to be here today to talk to you about the latest changes with Instagram for Business. It rolled out last Tuesday, so we are February 4th today, so that was last week, Tuesday this week. And what we're going to cover is the latest changes and what it means to you as a business and a marketer. So this is a Facebook Live show. If you have any questions or comments, you can type them in the comment field below and I will see your question and I'll be able to answer them live, or you can also watch this replay on Facebook and on our YouTube channel at Keep It Simple Social Media. What happened with Instagram? A big thing that marketers and businesses have been looking for a long time, and it's Instagram direct publishing. And at the same time, Instagram rolled out a new feature with Instagram Stories called Type. Now, it seems like every week Instagram is pushing, and Facebook actually are pushing new features. It's really hard to keep track, even for us who do this all day long. So bear with me, I'll guide you through the latest changes, what it means for you as a business and what it means to you as a marketer. So the big thing, two big things, you can now use direct publishing with Instagram. What does that mean? It means that you can schedule your Instagram post in advance from your desktop or from an application, but I think it would be a great thing for desktop usage. So you can schedule an Instagram post on desktop and then they will automatically publish to your Instagram account. Now, this is something we've been doing with Facebook for a long time, and we actually recommend it for our students in order to be efficient with your business and with your social media account. It's nice to group your content. Say on Monday you can have share a community event. On Tuesday you can talk about a special product and so on. So if you group your content, it allows you to be more efficient in your social media marketing strategy. And if you are not necessarily at your desktop or on your phone each day working on social media, you can schedule everything in advance and then make sure that all your bases are covered. Now, I wouldn't recommend scheduling all your content all the time because it's good to use the platform if you want genuinely, and also to keep up to date with what's happening on a day-to-day basis. If you schedule your content, maybe you'll miss like the latest news or something like really special happening that day in your community or in your business. So, but scheduling allows you to cover your basics. So if you schedule, say, 2 or 3 posts, at least you know that no matter what happens, you have a presence. The trick, though, is that you want to make sure that even if your content is scheduled on Instagram or on Facebook or on Twitter or other platform, you want to make sure to keep an eye on those posts so that you're still there to listen to the comments and answer questions and messages. So you cannot just post everything and forget it ever happened. You still have to be social with your social media. So direct publishing, what is it? What is that? So you have to go through a third-party application, and I'll get back to you. I'll talk about it a bit later, but you have to go through a third-party application like HootSuite or Tailwind, and you schedule basically your Instagram post in advance, and you choose the date, and then it's going to just automatically do it. We used to be able to do that with Later, with Tailwind, with HootSuite, with lots of third-party applications, but they always required you to go through your phone. So until last week, if you wanted to schedule anything on Instagram, you had to schedule it, and then you would do all the posts and all the work. And then at a certain time that you had chosen, you would get a notification on your phone to actually post that content, and then you had to go through the notification on your phone, open your Instagram account, make sure you were on the good Instagram account, matching the post you were trying to publish, and then say okay, copy and paste the text, and so on and so forth. So it was a lot of work in advance, and you had to remember still to post it, because if you missed the notification at that time, or you were out of sale range for some reason, then you missed the post. You can always post it later, but it just wasn't efficient. So now and Instagram was really strict about that. You really had to go through your phone no matter what. So now it's legal with Instagram to directly publish. And it's great because it allowed you to be super efficient with your social media. Also, if you have kind of a bit more complicated posts where you have lots of text, it's nice to be able to work on it on your desktop and edit the spelling mistakes and so on, really have a look at what it's going to look like and have a real game plan with your marketing strategy. Now, who provides that service? So you cannot do this through Instagram directly. You have to go to a third-party application. With Facebook, you can go directly in your Facebook business page, write your post, add videos, slideshows, images, and so on, and then you go straight to publishing. You schedule your post, and it's going to publish it, and that's it. So with Instagram, you do the same, but you cannot do it within Instagram. And Instagram, you can access it on your desktop, right? You can only look at the post on what the account looks like. But if you want to work with Instagram, you have to be with your phone. So what happens is that you go through certain approved companies. Now, Instagram hasn't approved all companies, and there's a list. I'll put the link, thanks to Social Media Examiner. Those guys do a wicked job, and they had a really great post on great show on Friday about this. But Instagram has only allowed a certain amount of business so far to use that service, and make sure you stick to those that are approved by Instagram, because they are being strict about that. HootSuite is one that we use a lot. It's affordable. You can manage up to 10 social media accounts for $10 a month or so. And another one is Tailwind. Sprout Social is an approved. It's an approved Instagram kind of direct scheduling platform as well. It's a bit more expensive, so depending what you're using, you can go through the list. I'll put the link, and then see if the tool that you're already using to schedule on Instagram is approved for direct publishing. So that's one thing. And then you go into that platform. So say you go into HootSuite, you build your post, you say post at that time, that day, and that's it. It's just going to go right away and be posted. So it's really great. However, there are some glitches and a couple of things, and I think it's really important to cover that, because maybe it's going to change with in the future. But for now, I've tried it, and it's super exciting. I guess it's, as a marketer, we handle so many accounts. It's really great to actually have all your content organized. You know the photo is beautiful. You know the text is clean. And then it just goes by magic, and it's just published all perfectly at the right time. So I tried it on our own account with Keep It Simple, and it was great. It's like magic kind of thing. But here are the glitches. So first of all, if you're using the HootSuite platform, and I've been talking to HootSuite about that, is say we have 10 accounts under a profile. There's only one account that allowed me to install direct publishing. It's not something that automatically you can use right away. You have to set it up, and they have all these great pop-ups on HootSuite to help you, to guide you through this setup process. However, there was only one account out of all of our accounts that where I was able to go through the steps. It kept saying a bunch of error message, like this organization owns this network or something. And what HootSuite told me to do, in kind of a really complicated way, but if I sum it up, basically what ended up happening is that I had to go on my phone, log out on all the business accounts I have open pretty much all the time, log out of all of that. Then I had to go to HootSuite, remove the accounts that I had installed in there and reinstall them. And so, which is not that big of a deal, but you have to remember the login and password of each account and go through all the little steps. And I will do a video to show you how to do this. I'll put it on our YouTube channel, but only once I had deleted all these accounts and reinstalled them. Did the pop-up actually work? And it told me, yes, it's all good. You're okay to use Instagram Direct Publisher. Now, was it just me? I don't know, but I'm giving you a heads up. If you're having glitch with them and it's not that easy, maybe that's something you can try. Remove the account from HootSuite, reinstall it. They actually say on HootSuite that for a certain platform like LinkedIn, you have to go through this once a year because of LinkedIn. So I think it's kind of one of those things that you have to know. The other thing, and Social Media Examiner mentioned that, and I thought it was super interesting because other people were commenting on that, is that if you put hashtags in your direct schedule posts, if you put hashtag on your direct schedule posts on Instagram, they will not be active. So people, you won't get extra reach from those hashtags, and I don't think they'll be active. So play with that. What you might want to do, you can tag people though on direct scheduling, and that is supposed to be working. So if you are using Instagram Direct Publishing, try it out, put a couple of hashtags, and then see what happens. Like, go back on your Instagram account and then see how it looks like, which is something you should do anyways at first, just to make sure, and click on the people you've tagged, make sure it links to their account. Or you might just have to go back and add the hashtags manually. It's not ideal. I'm sure it's something they're working on, but that's one of the other glitches I have seen. So I'd be curious if anyone has tried all this, to let us know what's your feedback. We have lots of people. I keep looking that way because, hi, people. There's lots of people following us on Instagram Live right now. But if you have any questions, let us know. And in the replay, you can put your questions and your comments on how that's working for you. So I think that covers Instagram Direct Publishing. So use an approved platform, test it out, kind of work through the glitches, and then go back on your account and click around and make sure everything is clean and working. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I would not recommend scheduling all of your content. There is a place for raw, genuine, daily, up in the moment comment and posts. So keep some room in your strategy some days that are free, just to, who knows what's going to happen that day. So you're kind of live and out there. The other thing, so big news number 2 with Instagram, I don't even know how they keep track with themselves. So the other big news is type. And type is not as big of a big API news, but it's super fun. So when you do Instagram stories, and Instagram stories are amazing, they're fun, they allow you to do day-to-day stuff, to show behind the scene, and there's tons of gadgets. So if you're used to Snapchat, it's the same concept. You can use filters, you can go live, you can do 15 seconds video, do a series of images, and so on. Now, when you write some text, you have an option. If you click on the top of your screen on Instagram stories, you'll see you can click and you have different types showing up. So this is fun. So it just looks like cooler fonts, and you can change the colors. So it's just more fonts that are fun. But the other way you can play with it is if you swipe all the way to the left, you'll see photo, video, live, and then you'll see the tab that says type, and it gives you a whole bunch of different backgrounds that are kind of match the branding of Instagram colors and so on, but you have a whole bunch of different backgrounds, and you can really play with type, and you can add emojis too. I mean, it's another gadget, but it's fun to play with, and it looks different, and it's fun. So one thing I would recommend is follow the big guys. Follow Coca-Cola, follow Gap, follow, I don't know, J.Crew or places like that, like accounts that have really big business account, and see how they're using Instagram for their business. Also, because they have access to a lot of tools that most of us little Joe Blows don't have access to. So look at what the big guys are doing and the features that they have, and keep an eye to see when it's going to roll out on your platform, and get some ideas from from those guys, especially on Instagram stories. And they also have lots of advertising options. Those guys that roll in first with their huge accounts, so keep an eye on that. And just to conclude this super update, I want to say that all these features are only available for Instagram business accounts. And if you are running a business, it is important that you switch to business. No one will ever know the difference, except that you'll be able to, first of all, promote your posts if ever you decide to promote them or boost some of your posts. You'll be able to use Instagram direct scheduling, and you'll have access to analytics, and you'll be able to add call to actions. So just for that, it's worth to switch for business. No, it's not going to say this is a business or so on. It's still going to look exactly like you, but if you are using your Instagram for your business, it really does make sense to switch it to business. So I think that covers it all for today. Thank you for joining me live on Instagram Live, and thank you guys for joining me live on Facebook. I will save this post, and we will have it available for replay on Facebook and also saved on our YouTube channel. Thank you.